that we're always trying to make ourselves different. We're trying to carve out, say, yes, I love this, except for this. You know what I mean? Piece of the mind or the heart. You know, it's like we're so beautiful in our complexity. You know, it's like you know, who we are. The things that audiences love to see are the imperfection, you know, and the beauty and the brilliance in the, you know, it's like when someone gets up on stage and sings a song that's truthful and is clunky and is kind of vulnerable. It's like that person could be like, God, I can't believe I'm doing, you know, oh my, you know, but the audience is seeing like, you know, brilliance because, oh my God, I'm that way too, you know, and when the person gets up on stage and says, you know, yes, I am clunky and this is the whole thing, and you know, and here I am and brilliant. That will change an audience's life. You know what I mean? Because it's like then all of a sudden they're like, not only is it okay to be vulnerable and accepting of everything that's here, but oh my God, it's actually awesome. It's like that there's no problem.
Well, but it's also what you said. We focus on it's okay to be vulnerable, but a lot of times. I know for me too, it's okay to be brilliant as well, you know.
Oh!
They're together though.
Which is like equally as difficult sometimes.
Yeah, you know, I think it's a practice of how do you make it more easy. Like how do you practice being more brilliant? You know what I mean? And really stepping into that and having it be wonderful and because it's of service. You know, it's not I'm so brilliant because of my ego. It's nothing you have to hold up. So that's a house of cards. You know, if you've got this idea of yourself and you're trying to put that onto an audience, that is guaranteed to fall apart because, you know, an audience can't be cohesive enough to hold up that, and also it's a real burden, you know, and so I feel like when you've got it together and you're taking care of yourself and you're just then offering, you know, then it's an open-handed thing, you know, you're saying here, you know, and that, what feels better than that? You know, it's nothing feels better than that. You know, an audience is going to be like, I'm going to eat, I'll take more, please, you know. And then before you know it, the audience is like, you know, giving so much back because there's that, do you ever hear the little fuzzy story when you're a kid? Little fuzzy story about, well, I'll tell you the real quick synopsis. I think it was a book I read, or maybe it was like a little short film. Somehow it stuck into my head. It was like this town that had little fuzzies, the scarcity of little fuzzies.
Warm fuzzies.
Yeah, warm fuzzies. There's a little scarcity of warm fuzzies, and there were only a few around. And so people were holding on to them, you know what I mean? Like, because there was scarcity. And this little kid, like, found a warm fuzzy one day and was, like, all excited to find it. And you know, everybody was like, you need to hold on to that warm fuzzy. You are very lucky you found that warm fuzzy. And then the kid decided, you know, somebody was sad, and so, you know, the kid decided to give the warm fuzzy to the other kid, and then all of a sudden there was another warm fuzzy, you know, and it's like that continued. Then that kid gave, you know, and before you know it, the town had so many warm fuzzies because they were giving them away. And I feel like the same is true in performance. The more you're of a mindset of service, the more you're offering and giving, it's just natural for it to come back. But you have to fully give it without that, without holding on, you know. And so how do you do that? Well, you have a mission. You have an understanding that, you know, your songs, you know, are yours, but they're the audience's once you start to perform them, and, you know, to really offer them and to see that as something that is your job. It's not, in some ways, being vulnerable isn't so vulnerable then, you know, because being vulnerable is a practice that you're sharing, you know.
It's intentional vulnerability.
Yes.
And it's strong.
Oh,
yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I want to eat that steak. You know? I mean, you know, sorry, cow. I mean, but, you know. I don't know.
I don't know.